I ain't been broke in a minute. I'm tryna run these digits. Put my little bro in the penny. We hop at the car with extensions. These niggas be pistols, they switching. Playing with bro, then you go on the mission. Me and my niggas, we all on the mission. Focus on money, ain't worried about bitches.
Yo, what is going on, y'all? It's your boy VeLL, and we are back with another Mobile Legends video, man. Shout out to the homie Z Killed for clipping some interesting content, some funny content, because I find it a little bit funny. It's obviously ironic, man. Like, my man's team got clapped so hard, he turned from a caster to a comedian. So my man's, I guess apparently he says that it was a joke. Like, when he called out the Philippines, he said that it was a joke. So we finna be checking out some of his opinions and perspective, man. I'm sure, like, listen, people be meaning what they be saying, but then when your team get clapped so bad, it's like, what do I say now? Like, but I mean, hey, it is what it is. Like, it's good. You got confidence and pride in your team. Like, you supposed to have that. You supposed to have pride in your country. I mean, I get it. And then it's your country mixed with the Philippines. So it's like you got the best of both worlds, like, right? So, I mean, I get it. I see why the confidence was there. I understand. But yeah, we finna jump into it, y'all. Be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn notifications. And yeah, let's get into it.
How do you feel after seeing AP Bren win the World Championship?
I think it's great, man. The match was so fucking intense. You know, by all means, contrary to popular belief, I wasn't going for like, oh, Onic is definitely demolishing. I said, like, I thought they were gonna win.
That was I saw the clip, buddy. That was the energy you was giving off. Like, you said, get at us when y'all beat Onic. Like, that was the energy. Now he's real respectful right now. My man's is very respectful right now. I wasn't saying they gonna demolish. You kinda was. A little bit.
So like, oh, Onic is definitely demolishing. I said, like, I thought they were gonna win, by all means, but I was also pretty sure it was gonna be a close one, a difficult one, you know? They gotta...
You didn't say that. Like, he didn't say it was gonna be a close one or a difficult one. He said, get at me when y'all can beat us.
Be on their A game if they want to really win M5.
Yeah.
So that was the whole opinion going into M5. So in the middle of the match, I was like, you know, you're getting the whole experience, man, the hype. I was getting nervous. You know, when Onic lost the fight, I'm like, oh damn, what? Yeah, it's over, but it's not.
Yeah.
So I think it was a great match overall. And honestly, once it was over, immediately just put up a story, right? Like, dude, respect. Like, what the fuck? That was crazy, right? I mean, there's so many problems, so many things we highlight, especially, you know, if you guys see Onic in M5, maybe some of you don't follow closely, like MPLID, but throughout MPLID, the whole opinion on Onic has always been that, wow, they're so multi-dimensional. They have so many different weapons, so many different players they can use as their main tool, right? That no one can really find a solution. Like, they keep having, they're so multi-talented and so diverse in how they play the game, right? They can play off the gold lane, the EXP lane, the mid lane, and it really...
I guess all it took was a Filipino team to find the solution. Because, I mean, when it comes down to it, that, like... And then it's the mindset. Like, if you ain't seen my recent videos, we've been breaking down the mindset of the team. Like, they've been speaking out their mental fortitude. Like their mindsets is all improvement, growth, and focus. Like, literally letting go of past mistakes and stuff like that, moving straight into the next game and domination, bro. And with a mindset like that, you're going to find your enemy's weaknesses. So, I mean, AP Bren, they're a different beast, bro. They're a different beast for real.
It feels like in the grand finals, AP Bren just kept decoding, man. They just keep finding solutions. Like, okay, focus on the gold lane, doesn't work. Okay, focus on the jungle. Oh, it works. But then Onic adapts. Okay, fine. What next? What next? They kept finding solutions. And I think part of why they're able to actually find so much more success is because I do feel like as a region, the Philippines are a lot better at adaptation. Yeah. Because they have I see this a lot, man. They have a very intellectual approach to the game. Like, they don't really center everything on mechanics because it's important. But, you know, the strategy, the decision-making, the slower macro gameplay, that's where the Philippines shine. Yeah. So I was telling this to a lot of people DMing me as well. You know, the ones...
And the fact that the Philippines shines there, where people don't give a lot of credit to the Philippines at is Doggy and Jimi. Like, people sleep on Jimi's impact throughout a lot of this as well. Like, he's one of the people that's easier to forget because he isn't on Doggy's level when it comes down to notoriety. But the reason that Jimic's impact on esports isn't as widely spread is because he didn't speak Tagalog. So Doggy was really the one speaking for Jimic most times, and so not to take anything away from Doggy, because obviously Doggy is a legend, still continuing to do what he was doing at the beginning, but a lot of that included Jimic earlier on as well. So yeah, like those two, they went hard for the Philippines, which really did, you know, it focused people on the right things, because that's like the first time that I was learning about the macro and all these different aspects of the game, it was from Jimic, and that was when Mobile Legends first came out. So yeah, like he was one of the first people out here talking about this type of stuff, and the Philippines really learned a lot of that and took it seriously. I mean, and Jimic worked with Indo for a while too. He used to coach Just No Limit team for a while, and they did really good when he was coaching them too. So yeah,
that actually banter. I was saying, like, yeah, man, I guess it's AP Bren just do it so much more often, because it's a fact. Like, Onic in Indonesia is over here, and then there's everyone else.
Yeah.
Right? So I think they don't really have the same kind of experience just switching things up, especially in the middle of a real game, right?
Yeah.
Scrims, of course, but, you know, scrims and games are way different, right?
Yeah. So, takes on AP Bren winning. Did you I mean, obviously I think you expected Onic to win, right? Because
yes.
I expected Onic to win too, especially after they won back-to-back games to make it 3-3 after 3-1. Like, I thought that's it, like momentum, right? And then the last time we saw a 3-1 and then a turn was M1. That was when Evos won against RQ. RQ was in the lead 3-1, and then Evos came back 4-3. So that's what a lot of people thought was going to happen too on the desk, because it just felt poetic, right? The first one and the fifth one will have kind of the same pattern of matches. But in the end, AP Bren broke that pattern. They broke all of the curses. The mirror curse, the score curse, the host country curse. Yeah, they literally broke everything. Even the LaFell curse.
And the first time, two-time.
First two-time, yeah.
There's no winner.
Exactly. So they literally, they set a new standard for the world, I guess, like for everything, right? No host country, they did it. Two-time, they did it again. Everything, they really did that.
I mean, I was bantering with one of the guys on one of my Instagram followers, and we were saying, like,
was this like a hater, or was this
no actual banter? You know?
okay.
Well, I mean, he was like, "Dude, yeah, get flocked." I'm like, "Yeah, what can I say?" You know, but he wasn't being like rude about it. You know, he just like, "Hey, we won, bro. You gotta take it." I'm like, "Yeah, man, I'm taking it. I'm definitely taking it." But yeah, we were saying, like, dude, now this sucks. Now even if Indo wins again, right? It's like, oh well, you need to get a two-time. You know, now you have to like, get a team. Like Evos has got to win to like equalize. You know, we have to have a two-time M Series winner, and I think that's a lot.
I mean, you got a lot of winning to do to catch up to the Philippines, and then they are adding more accolades on top of the distance that they have between other countries. And I think this is mainly the biggest thing that I was pointing out, and other people have been pointing out, when it comes down to the debate about the best country. Outside of the fact that you clearly got to import from the best country, it's just, they got accolades, man. A lot of accolades here, man, for sure. Like, gotta show respect to the Philippines, bro.
Long way off, and Evos ain't doing so hot.
But honestly, I do have to ask you some more about like the AP Bren and Onic stuff. I think I want to ask you personally about that whole situation. What played out in your mind? What was the intention behind calling out the Philippines at the time, right? Because again, for people watching, I don't know if you watched the whole clip. It was clipped, right? So maybe you only watched the Arashi part, but before that part, it was a segment with me, LaFell, and Wolf, where we were kind of bantering amongst the regions. LaFell wasn't bantering because, you know, he couldn't. but basically, that was the whole. That was the vision that was set by the producers. So if you guys don't know, that's how the creative things work. Okay, behind the scenes, the producers will ask us to do things like banter, trash talk, etc., and then we'll do it.
Right.
It's a creative decision.
Like fan the flames.
Exactly. So what was the perspective behind that call out, Arashi? Because what the people think instantly is like, oh, fuck this guy. He's calling Philippines trash. He's saying Indo is much better. He's saying Indo pride, even though Kyrie and Yeb is in the team. So it technically can't even be Indo pride. You fucking nerds. Shit like that, right?
Right. Yeah. Very common sentiment. I've seen a lot of those. Like,
me
hundreds.
Too. That's why I can say it. I literally just read it out of my comment section yesterday. I asked them to ask questions about you. But we'll get to that segment as well. Like, well, cool. We're going to get it.
All right. So, of course, there was the whole banter. We're talking about, okay, you know, which region is better and whatever. Just opinions, right? We're not talking objective at that point. It was just a lot of opinions. And I called the last statement from the panel was Wolf going, I think Indonesia is definitely more entertaining, but I think competitiveness is definitely in the Philippines. Well, the whole idea was that I think Indonesia is definitely more entertaining, but I think competitiveness is
entertaining. I don't know. I guess I don't understand a lot of what goes on throughout Indo, so I wouldn't be able to speak to their entertainment. But I feel like more entertaining stuff goes on in the Philippines. But maybe that's because that's the community that I follow the most.
It's definitely in the Philippines. Well, the whole idea was that, I can play devil's advocate because I do that a lot. I think Miko can testify, especially being on the desk with so many strong opinions, right? Usually I go like, hey, what about this? What about that, right? This is possible. That is possible. Yeah. So I was thinking like, that's a good point. I mean, and by the way, see, I felt a lot of people on DMs. I never actually publicly made the statement. But I think it's fair to say that the vast majority of talents all know that the Philippines is the more competitive region. Yeah. Right? So if anyone thinks that I really don't think so, I'm that delusional, I do think so, right? That everyone knows that. And
shout out AP Bren, man. Like they clapped them so bad that the casters are turning humble. Nah, I'm just playing. I'm just trolling. But hey, like, listen. My mans did not sound like this in the heat of the moment. He had too much Indo pride. He didn't know what he was saying. Now that the dust has settled and he got back to reality, it's like, okay, yeah, gotta admit, the Philippines is just OP. Like, hey, it's okay, man. You a big man. Shout out to you for being able to do this, bro. At least you came to your senses, my guy.
And on Instagram, on the DMs, I've been very clear about that. Like, dude, like, I know, it's no secret, right?
I know we do.
It's not a weird opinion. No. So I was thinking like, all right, but what's the other viewpoint, right? How do we kind of like make this a bit of back and forth? So I said, while laughing, by the way, like, hey man, I mean, you say competitive, but Onic has been winning every single tournament. So hey, if you want to talk, you gotta beat Onic. I'm pretty sure. I'm not that like old yet. I'm not senile yet. So I'm pretty sure when I said it, I was kind of like giggling a bit. Like whoa, it was very over exaggerated.
It was not the Arashi we usually see.
Yeah, out of nowhere, right? I don't do a lot of like antics out of nowhere. Like, oh, come at us, bro! Indo pride. It's like I thought like it's pretty obviously like like a joke because it's over exaggerated. And on the desk, people weren't going like, absolutely, bro. Yeah, Indonesia's gonna kill it. Yeah,
Eternal Gunny
was like, oh my God, what the fuck? Like, what?
Where did this come from?
Yeah, exactly. You're actually saying this? What? And we're all laughing about it. It was meant to be a bit more of an ironic kind of deal.
Okay,
you know, it's like, some fans, some Indonesians are like, no way, bro. Indonesia, all the time, every time, always. Yeah, and so I thought it was a bit of a funny joke. And no one reacted to it, by the way.
Yeah.
The initial broadcast, no one said anything.
No
so
one
I'm
said
like,
anything.
Oh, I guess.
Man said Indo being on top is a joke. Hey, nah, see, that was a joke. Basically, what you're saying is Indo being able to win is a joke. Hey, talk your talk, bro. Now let me stop. I'm trolling.
It's not as funny or whatever. And I think some of the talents noticed and they were like, lol, dude, yeah. Like,
yo, Indo go hate me. Listen, it's all jokes, bro. I'll just be playing, bro. I mean, the Philippines really out here spanking shit, but I'm really just joking, bro. I'm really just joking. Yo, Indo is very competitive. I support Indo as well. It's just funnier to talk about how Indo getting clapped right now. I'm just saying.
Legit came up to him after the broadcast. I was like, dude, I like that shit. Like, what the fuck?
Bold maneuver. Yeah, and then I believe it was like what? It wasn't months. I think it was weeks. A few weeks after.
Wait. So I'll give you guys a bit more context as well to why maybe Arashi did that in my perspective. Because we've been saying, especially for casters, right? Finding your character is very, very important. And I think for the most part, Arashi still kind of, back then was still struggling, maybe still struggling to this day to find that character, right? What does he want to be on the desk? Like the villain, etc. Now, right now, he has a pretty good start to being the villain because, you know, the PH number 1 public enemy and the hero for Indonesia technically could be. That storyline could have, like, that character could be.
Then if you broadcast this, then that stops that whole train, dude.
Yeah, but hey, I
have to double down.
Not everybody watches this. Not everybody will watch this. Most people will probably still look at that clip and say, "Nah, fuck you," you know?
Well, you know, for a lot of people in broadcasting, right, there's always like the on-screen persona, the on-broadcast persona. Yeah. So I mean, that's still possible.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like pro wrestling, you know. It's people say,
as our very, very goated Indonesian caster would say, Ranger Mas, he would say, "Kalau nggak ada gimmick nggak laku." That means if you don't have a gimmick, you're not gonna sell.
And that's fairly accurate,
right?
I must say, yeah,
pretty accurate. So that's like my thoughts as well. I've been telling him so many times as well to be an analyst, to be a good analyst. Like, what separates good analysts from the best analysts like Wolf, LaFell, Gideon, Leo, you know, is they actually have opinions. They're bold. They can make those big opinions. But, you know, maybe the opinions... Well, actually, to be fair, it was true. What you were saying was true at the time. Like, so even if it was not a joke, it was not entirely wrong either, right?
Yeah.
It just looked horrible because they uploaded it again. The Clippers uploaded it again after M5.
Right.
Which makes it seem like you said that after M5.
Well, see...
Nah, I don't think people think you said it after M5. I think that it just looks crazy that you said it, and then we see what happens, and then now you got to come out here like, it was just a joke. Like, that's what looks crazy, but that's what's kind of funny. Like, it's not that you said you're supposed to have pride in your country, but if your country lose when you have pride in them, then, hey, you got to hold that.
Because back then, wait, they won MPL Season 11, they won MSC and Snapdragon, and that was against Filipino teams, that was against everybody, all the teams in the world, right?
Right, and the thing is, what makes a good joke, right? If the joke is obviously a joke, who's the guy that said it? A good joke shouldn't be the whole room laughing. Okay. A good joke should be like 50% of people laughing, 50% of the audience laughing, and 50% absolutely horrified or pissed off.
Okay.
I'm not sure that's how jokes work. I think that when I see comedy, the majority of the room is laughing and the small minority is triggered. So, I mean, that's not how good jokes work, in my opinion. But, hey, I'm not a comedian. I guess he would probably know more than me since he turned comedian from caster. So, I'll give you that.
Right? So that's...
You got the good 50% then. You got the... actually, maybe in 70-80%.
Well, we got... The point is... the point is... Yeah, so, which is why the joke needs to be, like, somewhat true, even though it's not, like...
Not ultimately, like, it's not a fact, you know.
Exactly.
It's an opinion. It could be subjective. It's ironic, right? It's hyperbole.
Yes. Back to the story. A few weeks after, even before M5, can you name drop the channel?
Yeah, sure.
Channel names and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, just confirming. So Zekilled uploaded the clip, right? And it all began. I forgot when the clip started, but it really didn't show too much context. I think it just went straight from the end of the panel segment. So it just seems like there's nothing going on, and I just went, "Hey, by the way,"
out of nowhere.
I'm pretty sure that's how that's how the tone looked, right?
Yeah.
So when that uploaded, there were quite a few people just going on my DMs like, "What the fuck? Why the fuck would you say that, bro? That's unacceptable. Like that's a garbage take." But it was only a few people, so I'm like, well, okay, you know, there's always gonna be some crazy people, right? Like we're talking countries, your regions, right? Yeah. It's always gonna be crazy people. And then after, like I said, after M5, it kind of like made like a resurgence, obviously.
Because they re-uploaded it. Most Clippers re-uploaded it.
Did they?
Yeah, they re-uploaded your part, Sheffen's part, etc.
Oh right, there was a whole.
That's why there's a compilation
of Indonesian talents.
Yeah. It's like after UFC fights or boxing fights, trash talk gone wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Those kind of compilations.
I mean, someone can make that. That'll be pretty funny.
Yeah, that's what happened. That's literally what they did.
Nah, I liked it, bro. I like this. I know a lot of you all requested this. This is probably this most highly requested video that you all have asked me to make lately. Excuse me. And shout out to people worried about my health and stuff like that. Listen, I got a little cold, but it's going away. I'm getting better. As you all can see, like this has been like a 20-minute video and I'm cool. Like, so I first cough. So yeah, we're getting better. But yeah. I love the after talks about what went on, man. Let me know what you all think in the comment section down below, though. Let me know how you all feel. Yeah, like shout out to them. Nothing but love from me personally. I definitely love their perspectives and opinions. And yeah, obviously you're gonna trash talk or make bold statements in the middle of hype. Like that's what you're supposed to do. But they seem to both be level-headed and really understand what they're talking about at the same time. It was just like a funny, fun moment, and that's all it really was. So it's not anything too deep in my opinion, but shout out to them, man. Let me know what you all think. Be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Peace out, y'all.